Do you think it's okay to have sex with animals?
No, not at all.
Do you think it's okay to have sex with animals?
This is the first time somebody's asked me this question. So, I'm not really sure what to say about it. So,
Completely wrong. It's non-human being and it's completely wrong. I'm very against it.
Why? Why do you think it's not okay?
Why would you want to torture those animals? Like, is it not enough that you're torturing human beings also? You're already raping women, you're raping men also, and kids, you're not letting anyone go, and now you want to rape animals as well? What the hell is wrong with people?
I don't think the animals will be able to, provide their consent. So, without that, I don't think that's okay.
Yeah. At the absence of the surety of consent, right? To have sex with them would be immoral.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think what you said is right.
Yeah. That's what I said exactly.
Yeah.
Because animals they're not like the sex object or something like we can have sex with them. So I think it's completely wrong to have.
They're individuals with their sort of own body, their own mind, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
The consent of the other individual must be there, right?
Exactly.
So, do you think that we can apply this sort of generally and say that we should not do to animals anything that they might not consent to, and we cannot be sure that we have their consent?
Yes, I would agree.
Okay,
Of course.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, consent. It's
Definitely yes.
So, like beating an animal, maybe
Definitely yes.
like we should not do it, right?
Totally no to it.
Do you think killing animals is something that they would not consent to?
That's obviously something that nobody will consent to. If you're not okay to die, then why should it be okay for an animal to be killed?
Do you think an animal consents to being killed?
No.
obviously not. And we still,
Do you eat animals?
yes, I'm a non-vegetarian.
Same.
But we just agreed that if an animal does not consent to something, we shouldn't do that thing to said animals. But yet we eat animals. Do you think that that's a kind of inconsistency, a sort of double standard?
See, about eating animals, so even in the food chain, animals are eaten by animals, and we are another higher grade of an animal.
Do you do anything to animals that they might not consent to?
So if you're talking about food habits and all, so yeah, I mean most of us do, but again if you're talking about food chain and all, I believe that is something that's more of a rule of nature, I'd say. So even if you're talking about wild carnivores, they also eat the herbivores and also.
No. Can I just say something to that point? Animals also rape each other, but we don't do that. At least we shouldn't do that.
We should, yeah.
So
about eating
so when we can't look at other animals and say that they're doing that, that's why it's okay for us to do that, right? Because for example, lions, they will rape each other, right? But we don't base our morality on that. So why is it that we say that we should not have sex with animals because we're humans, but then when we're talking about eating animals, we point to lions? Don't you think that is like inconsistent or like a double standard?
Yeah, I mean
Lions do rape each other, they kill each other, but we shouldn't do that, right?
right. So I mean
She just mentioned the food chain part. If we don't eat animals, the food chain gets disrupted.
Does it? Because according to the most established organizations, the most reputed organizations, including the United Nations, including the IPCC, which is the International Panel for Climate Change, as far as we can reduce our consumption of these animal products, the better it is for the environment, right? So that is not the basis for why we shouldn't eat animals, but as far as the factual point of it, that not eating animals would cause some kind of climate catastrophe, that's not true. In fact, not eating animals would help with the climate catastrophe.
Like sex is a different thing than having them,
killing.
than having them. So it's like I don't know, maybe I can say that it's like a mental torture for an animal, like having sex with them without the consent or something.
Do you think killing them would be mental torture as well?
So killing is, say, I don't have like explanation for that.
if we eat non-vegetarian food, that's just our personal opinion. It might not be right, but that's just our personal opinion, and that's a lot of people in India. So
Not just in India, across the world.
across the world, right? How you started about humans having sex with animals is not something
Yeah,
that is usual, right?
And I don't think you can compare like
Yeah,
humans
even-
having sex with animals with consuming animals.
Animals.
So you're sort of using a what do you call this?
Totally like a different. It's a different level.
Do you
of
think?
comparison.
Yeah, I agree.
Not-
I agree. I actually agree. We cannot compare having sex with animals to brutally murdering animals, right? These two things are not comparable.
But I'm a non-vegetarian and I don't mind, eating.
You won't mind, but the animal minds, right?
Animal minds, but there is nothing like we make them suffer for like long time and we make them like nothing. Like we just kill them.
How long do you think it takes to kill an animal?
Like as far as I seen, it takes around 1 minute or something.
And how long do you think a person has sex with animals?
It's about people who have sex with that animal.
Yeah. So if they had sex for 1 minute, which is the time you said that it takes to kill an animal, would that make it okay?
No, that doesn't make it okay because that's a very abusive thing. So
Don't you think killing someone is the ultimate act of abuse?
yeah, but
Everybody have their own priorities and their own choices. It's more like live and let live. So if you want to do something, just don't force it down my throat.
You said an interesting phrase there, live and let live. But when we eat animals, when we kill them, we are not letting them live, right?
Right, we are not, and that's why I'm moving away from it. But I cannot force that to with other human beings as well, because it's their choice.
Cows will only produce milk when they are pregnant and they're about to give birth, because the milk is for their babies, just like humans, just like any other animal. So if someone's business depends on that, what do they have to do? They have to forcibly impregnate the cow. Can you think of a word that might be apply here, of forcibly impregnating someone? Do you think there's a word for that?
Again, abusing. It comes like a forcing yourself there and making.
Well, what's the word for that?
I have no idea.
Maybe is it rape?
Yes.
Okay, so would you stop someone having sex with animals, given that it is their personal choice, as you say?
No, I would definitely stop them from having sex with an animal, because it's more like more towards torture and inhuman, or barbarism.
Don't you think killing someone is like the ultimate form of barbarism?
It is. It is.
Well, if killing animals is not necessary and that we can live healthy, happy lives without killing animals, don't you think it's immoral to kill animals because we're causing harm unnecessarily?
That's true. So that depends on, whether it's absolutely necessary or not. If it's necessary, I cited the example of lions and carnivores because it's necessary for them.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be necessary for humans as well,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. So, and given that,
Is it necessary for you?
I wouldn't say so. No.
Yeah. So, given that I presume you currently eat animals, you've said you eat animals.
I do.
Do you think that you should stop that?
I don't have an issue with that. It's not like I can't survive without animals. So yeah, I'll be fine with that. Not an issue.
Yeah. Just to conclude this, do you know which law prohibits sex with animals in India?
No, I'm not sure.
It is Section 377.
377. Okay, yeah, prevention of rape.
It was the prevention of. It says any unnatural act between any unnatural sex is prohibited,
Right.
and it was the same law that prohibited homosexuality. And so that's an interesting bit of trivia. So yeah, nice having this conversation with you.